Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the sales in my Poshmark and eBay for the week of April 7th through April 13th. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jenny. I am an online clothing reseller. There are many ways that you can do that, but what it looks like in my business is I go to thrift stores, I buy inexpensive but high quality clothes, and I flip them online for a profit. And someone asked me in the last video, Haley asked if I use a virtual assistant. So if you don't know, there are several programs that you can use that cross-list your items to different platforms. And one of the big things that they can do is on Poshmark. If you don't know how Poshmark works, it's really cool. When someone likes your item, you can then send them an offer. And if you have a virtual assistant program, you can set it up to where X number of minutes after they like the item that they send an X% off discount. I have never used it. I am always one that loves like statistics and analyzing things and figuring out if it's worth it. And from everything that I'm hearing, it is worth it. I've been in reselling a little over a year now, and it may be time for me to try one out. It may be, I may have enough data now to show, now that I kind of know what I'm doing, what sales I'm getting without a virtual assistant versus with a virtual assistant, and if it's worth the money to pay for a program. So if you have a virtual assistant that you use and love, tell me which one it is. Put it in the comments. I would love to hear. Kind of have one in mind that I'm leaning towards, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it if you use one. I am on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on both at JENNYSHANEYFELT. I do share some behind the scenes type stuff in my resale business over there, and just the personal stuff that everybody shares on their social media. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing. Stick around, listen to some things that I have to say about the wonderful world of reselling as I share my journey with you. I do weekly what sold videos, and to me, these are the most important types of videos that a new reseller or any reseller can watch, because for me, when I first started, I had no clue what to look for in the thrift store. I didn't know the brands, I didn't know the styles, and just through hearing what was selling for people at that time helped me to know what I could look for while I'm sifting through those thrift store racks. I hope that I can say a few things that'll be helpful for you too. All right, I'm going to show you each individual item, show you how I had it listed, what I had it titled, tell you what my profit was on each item. And at the end, we'll go over the entire breakdown of the profit for the entire week. So let's get into it. All right, first I have this Cynthia Rowley Women's 1X Bright Watercolor Floral Top Blouse, Fairy Flutter Sleeve. There's your Cynthia Rowley tag. This one sat for it sat for 75 days. I paid $4.15 for it. I listed it for $25. I sent someone a $20 offer. They accepted. That gave me a profit of $11.85. All right, next, this was not a sale of mine. I'm so proud of my son. Both my sons, I have 14-year-old identical twin boys who love, live, and breathe everything basketball, and they love cards. And before I ever even started reselling on eBay, I'm trying to think if both of them, I know one of them, maybe both of them, was already selling cards from my eBay account. So when they sell something, I just look at the earnings and pay them cash, because that money goes straight to me because it's my account. And they have done so well with it. So this one had a really cool story, so I wanted to share it, and it did sell this week. They have just discovered Whatnot giveaways, and they win so many. He would have never picked up a WNBA card at the store, but this is one that he won in a giveaway. And he looked it up and saw that it was worth selling, and he listed it, and I think it sold within a week. So he had zero money into it. Great way to get stuff to resell. And it sold for $9, and after eBay took out their fees, that left him with a $6.93 profit. So I just think it is so awesome for kids to learn anytime, but when they're young, how to make their own money. And that's only a $7 profit. But y'all, he knows the entire system. He never has to ask me for help anymore about how to list stuff. And, you know, as he gets older and if he wants to scale this, he's got all the skills that he needs. And I'm just so proud of him. Anyways, I wanted to share that with y'all. Maybe one day I can get him on here to talk to you guys about it. I think I will. I think he'll do it one day. All right, next. This one was a fun sale. So I just knew somebody would need this for something. I can see it on a cowgirl, princess, rodeo queen. That's what they're called, right? A rodeo queen, or somebody on the 4th of July, or in a play, or in a pageant. And that's exactly what happened. I had a husband message me, and it was a Sunday night, and he said, can I get this by Friday? My wife is in a pageant and she needs this for the America Wear portion. And I said the same thing I always say when I get that question. I said, I can promise you that I can mail this out to you tomorrow morning as soon as I drop the kids off at school, but the rest is in the hands of the U.S. Postal Service, so I would hate to promise you and it not get there. And by the looks of his page, he was also an eBay seller, so he understands that. And he said, he basically said, I'm going to risk it. I think it'll get there in time. So they did end up buying it. But I titled this Vintage Large Sequin American Flag Vest, Stars and Stripes, USA Stage Glam Rock Punk. I can see somebody up there like a singer at a concert wearing it. That's why I titled that. Anyways, I just had so many things in my head, like somebody's gonna want this. Let's see, how long did it sit? 170 days, not too bad for an item like this. I bought it for $2.15. I listed it for $49. When he decided he did want to go ahead and try to get it by Friday, he sent me an offer. I sent him a counter offer, which he accepted. It was $39, and that gave me a profit of $26.95. Okay, this one, I titled it Cottagecore Spring Top. Women's medium, Adriana Papel, cream crochet sleeve waffle knit. This one was listed for 9 days. I had bought it for 99 cents. I listed it for $22. Someone sent me an offer for $19 that I accepted. That gave me a profit of $15.54. Next, the only reason I picked this up was because it was Ming Wang. All right, I titled this one Ming Wang Women's Large Black and Green Jacket, Cardigan, Stretchy, Embroidered. Let me show you the Ming Wang tag. There's a couple of different Ming Wang tags. Some of them are like just block letters. And Ming Wang is typically a very good brand to pick up. It sells for pretty good money, even secondhand. But after I picked this one up, I was like, why did I get this weird looking thing? Nobody's gonna want this. But they did after 168 days. But no one had shown interest that entire time, so I just took the offer and was glad to take it. I bought it for $2.15. I listed it for $44. They sent me a $20 offer. It gave me a profit of $13.76. All right, next, Levi Strauss women's size 16 long mid-rise bootcut jeans stretchy medium wash. And you can definitely tell by just looking at my title that this is one of my first listings, because like I probably wouldn't have put the word Strauss in there, because does anyone sit down and search Levi Strauss? No, they probably put Levi's jeans. And also I would have left off the apostrophe S in women. I wouldn't have put the commas. I wouldn't have said size. All of those are taking up valuable title real estate. So I can tell this is an old listing, but after 249 days, it did sell. I got these from my mom, so I had no money into these. I had them listed for $19. Someone sent me an offer for $14. When I accepted that, that gave me a profit of $11.05. Okay, this one was not listed for very long at all. I titled it Boho Tank Top Hippie Fairy Grunge. Pretty Angel is the brand. Women's large sleeveless crochet lace. This one was listed for 6 days. I bought it for $4.99. I listed it for $25, and I sent someone an offer for $22.50. That gave me a profit of $14.31. This is an item that I picked up on my very first Goodwill bins trip. It took a long time to sell. I probably would not pick it up again. I titled it Laundry Women's 4, size 4, Y2K, little black dress, beaded, semi-formal, cocktail, LBD for little black dress. It was listed for 332 days. I paid $1.46 for it. I listed it for $29. The buyer sent me an offer for $18. I accepted. That gave me a profit of $12.94. This one I was super excited about because this is my first plain blazer to sell. I've sold lots of pink velvet blazers, red velvet blazers, the loud, fun, like statement pieces. But I've just, in the last few months, started looking at just that rack of blazers that every thrift store has. So I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it bonobos, or something completely different? If you think it's bonobos, put A in the comments. If you think it's bonobos, put B in the comments, or tell me if it's completely something else. But I'm gonna go with bonobos. Let's go bonobos. Blazer jacket, men's 40S. Pretty sure that stands for slim. Athletic fit. Navy blue wool sports coat suit. This one was only listed for 20 days. I paid $5 for it. I listed it for $73. The buyer sent me a $59 offer, and I was super excited to accept that. And that gave me a profit of $43.80. All right, next. Never heard of this brand. I don't know how to say it. Ono, I don't know, but it's like an organic, all natural fiber brand. And this was only listed for 3 days. And guess what? Somebody bought it at full price. Woo! I love a full price sale. Okay, so I titled it, we're gonna say Ono. Ono, women's large, long sleeve t-shirt, tunic length, organic bamboo, cotton, black tie-dye. I was reading that as black tie. I was like, why not put black tie in there? Black tie-dye. It was listed for 3 days. I paid $1.24 for it. I listed it for $25 and they bought it for $25. That gave me a profit of $19.98. Okay, next. I'm excited about this item too. All right, did y'all see? If you're here watching this video now and you saw it and you know where this came from, I want to know who you are, because I appreciate y'all coming back and watching. I appreciate you more than you know. But this was in the very first Thrift With Me video that I ever did, and I had challenged myself to go into that thrift store during my boys' basketball practice. I only had an hour, and find something that was not a clothing item that I could flip for a profit. And this was the first thing I found. I thought this was going to be my thing, which it was. I did get it, but I found a super exciting thing that I cannot wait to sell that's going to make me hundreds of dollars. But I was so happy when this sold. I was like, I don't have to just be a clothing reseller. I can do this too. So I picked a good thing. So this was only listed for 8 days. I titled this Bandu Detox Foot Pads, Natural Cleansing, 10-pack, Japanese Eastern Medicine Purify. I paid $2.95 for this 10-pack. I listed it for $18.89. I offered someone $17 and they took it. That gave me a profit of $11.15. I had this one listed forever, but I told you guys in a recent video I have been relisting things like crazy if they're spring or summer type items, and this was one that I relisted, and it probably sold like a week or two after I relisted it, but total it was listed for 358 days. I titled it Large Women's Large Tunic Long Sleeve Shirt, Blue Paisley Spring Summer Money Popover. So when I relisted it, I reworked the title a little bit too. And see, this was back when I used to put the measurements in pictures like that. Now I just write it in the descriptions. I don't do these types of pictures anymore. But the brand is Bit and Bridle, and I had that in the title. And then when I was reworking it, I realized that Bit and Bridle it's not like an impressive brand on the resale market. So I completely took that out of the title and put in spring and summer. I might have put in popover. I think those last 4 words are all new. I reworked it to add those. So I don't know if it was those words or the relisting that did it, but it did sell quickly after I relisted it. I originally paid 99 cents for it. I listed it for $22. I sent someone an offer for $15.33. They took it. That gave me a profit of $10.72. Next, it's a linen item from California Threads. Women's small 100% linen tunic top, button, red, USA, because it's made in the USA, short sleeve. Again, a small. I don't even look in the small section, but sometimes they just trickle their way over to me. And if it's 100% linen, I'm always going to consider it and look it up. It was listed for 21 days. I paid $2 for it. I listed it for $30. I sent someone a $22 offer. They accepted. That gave me a profit of $16.65. Next, these came from my sister. I live in Alabama. I don't really watch football, but my family, a lot of my family is big Alabama football fans. So her husband had 12 Alabama t-shirts, and she got rid of a bunch of clothes and gave them to me. And instead of doing 12 listings, I did 3 bundles of 4. And the first 2 sold really, really fast. This particular listing was taken off of eBay because I don't know what that strike is called or whatever when they take it off, but this right here is not an official Alabama shirt. It was something someone printed on a Gildan, so I guess it's considered counterfeit. So I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know that rule. So I hope that you guys can learn from my mistake. I hear Poshmark doesn't really care much about that. I mean, I don't think they'd be wanting you to sell something saying it was real if it wasn't, but for something like this, I did. You can see in the description down here, let's see. This description took a while but I told about every single shirt. There it is, brand Gildan. But anyways, I understand why they did it. So I didn't put it back up on eBay, but the other 2 bundles sold pretty fast. This one took 204 days to sell. And I titled it Bundle of 4 Men's Extra Large Alabama Shirts. Nike, Gildan, and My You was one of the brands. Roll Tide, Crimson. So I had no money into this. I originally listed it for $39, and I actually think the other 2 bundles sold for like $35. But I sent someone a $20 offer on this one that they accepted, and that gave me a profit of $16. So, are you an Alabama fan? Or what fan? What kind of fan are you? Do y'all watch football where you are? I do love when my family gets together. I really enjoy the food that they make. So, I love those football parties when we have them, but I never even look at the TV. All right, next, this is again another one that I reworked the title and relisted it. So I don't know if it was the different words that I used or if it was the fact that I relisted it in the appropriate season. But it sold fairly quickly after I relisted it, but it was listed for a total of 287 days. I titled it Vintage Size 10 90s Jones, New York Linen Silk Maxi Dress. Button plaid shirt dress. There's your Jones, New York tag. I paid $5 for this dress. I listed it for $60 based off of what I was seeing for comps. Might have been a little high. That might be why it took so long to sell. And I did slowly decrease that price. I originally listed this at $60, but I had slowly brought that price down, and it was listed at $30 when the person bought this, and they actually just bought it at that full price. So I'm excited about that. Another full price, woohoo! Although it wasn't the original full price, I'm still excited. And that gave me a profit of $19. All right, next, vintage Susan Bristol women's petite medium embroidered tree sweater, flowers, spring. Let me get to that tag for you. There you go. I had this listed for 51 days. I paid $3.99. I had it listed for $35, and someone sent me an offer for $21. I accepted that. That gave me a profit of $14.81. Now, I will say, if this had been a bigger size, I probably wouldn't have taken that $21, but it just makes me nervous when I have smaller sizes. I'm like, am I going to hang on to this forever? But if y'all been watching lately, I've been selling lots of smalls, so I may have to rethink that. Okay, next. I titled this one JBS Women's 12 Floral Midi Dress, Drape Neck, Sleeveless, Fairy Easter Flowy Belt Tie. It was listed for 38 days. I paid 31 cents for it in a bag sale. I listed it for 33, and guess what? I got a full price sale on this one too. This is a good full price week. So $33 sale. And that gave me a profit of $26.09. Now, while we're on this one, let me remind you guys that after Easter is over, I'm going to go back. I'm not telling you guys what to do, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and search for all of my stuff that says Easter in it and take the word out and put spring or something like that in there. That might help it sell, because Easter is not something they're going to be shopping for a month after Easter. Another small. Y'all, what is up with this? Okay. Talbots. My mom always says, well, there's small people in the world too. And I'm like, yeah, but in this type of style, like a older, more mature style, there's not as many small people. But hey, they've been selling lately. All right, I titled this Talbot Small Petite Tank Top, Preppy, Sleeveless, Shaped, Tipped, Old Money, Ribbed. It was listed for 9 days. I bought it for $1.24. I listed it for $25. I sent someone an offer for $22.50, and they accepted that. That gave me a profit of $18.46. We have 3 more. Okay, this one was actually flawed, and I made sure that I put flaw everywhere. Like, I wrote that everywhere because I don't want anybody to have any surprises. But this is a really great brand to pick up. Ex Officio. I think it's a fishing shirt. I think that's what they're mostly known for. When I've listed it before, it's sold fast and for good money. And I got this one home and realized, you guys see that? It has it looks like it was folded and left in the sun, and the sun bleached it across the shoulder. It was right here. So it's still sold. I knew somebody would want it, but I didn't list it for near as high as I would have if it didn't have that. But Ex Officio is the name of that. I guess I'm saying that right. And I titled it Ex Officio Women's Medium Vented Fishing Shirt, Long Sleeve, Blue Pink Boat Hike Sun Flaw. I listed flaw again where you put a note about the condition. I listed flaw again in the description, and I also took a picture of it. So I hope they knew they were getting a flawed item. It was listed for 16 days. I paid $4.19 for it. I listed it for $24.99. I sent someone an offer for $20.44. They accepted. That gave me a profit of $12.80. Next, I got this one in a bag sale also, so I paid $1 for it, and it's Isaac Mizrahi brand. which they sell at Target, but I think Isaac Mizrahi Live may have been sold on QVC or something like that, but it was really sequiny and sparkly. So I thought, I don't know, there's just something special about this piece. Let me get it and see what happens. But I titled it Isaac Mizrahi Live, Women's Extra Large Black All Over Sequin Top, New Year Sparkly Stretch. This was listed for 161 days. I listed it for $25. And this was part of a 20% off sale I was having. And they just bought it at that price, which was $20. And that gave me a profit of $13.76. Okay, our last one. This one was adorable. I titled it Bowden Women's Extra Small. Another small, y'all. Cottage Core Sweater. Lauderdale Frill was the style name. Jumper ruffle, $109. That was the original price. So if it's really high like that and I have more space in my title, I'll put the original price in the title. It was Bowden. There's your Bowden tag. You'll also see Bowden written in block letters. You'll also see Bowden written with different colored dots. So just remember the name and not necessarily the look of the tag, because they do write it several different names. Several different ways. This was listed for 114 days. I paid $2.41 for it. I listed it for $35. I accepted a $25 offer, and that gave me an $18.79 profit. All right, that's all of my sales for this week. But I told you guys I'd give you a breakdown of the actual profit. So that was a total of 20 items. I'm pretty excited about that. And 15 sold on eBay and 5 sold on Poshmark. So all together, if I'm looking at the purchase price, which I've already told you in the listings, but if I look at the purchase price plus the shipping, that total was $621.93. And the reason I bring the shipping in is because on eBay, a lot of times I will make $1 or $2 off of shipping. So I have to look at it like that way to look at my total profit. So if I take that total and then I subtract the fees that eBay and Poshmark charged me, which was $100.26 total off of these items, and I subtract the shipping that I paid, which was $127 and a penny, and I subtract the cost of goods. So total on all these items I shared today, I spent in the thrift store $46.25. So I'm subtracting all those from that total. That gives me a profit for the week of $348.41. I was pretty excited about that. That went up from last week. If you haven't seen last week's video, of course, you can go to my page and check that out. And I just want to give you guys a quick little pep talk. So I just want you to know that there's never any shame in you deciding that you want to do something to make extra money for your family. It doesn't matter what it is. Well, I guess there's some things out there that we probably wouldn't want to do, but as long as it's decent, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that you feel like that you can do good for your family with, it ain't nobody else's business. If you want to make jewelry and sell it, if you want to paint signs and sell it, if you want to join an MLM, if you want to walk dogs, if you want to babysit kids, if you want to be a bus driver, if it's something that's going to benefit your family, you be proud of that, okay? I just feel like I need to say that to somebody. I don't know who that's for, but that's for somebody. If you're thinking about doing this and reselling for extra money, you are in the right place. Or maybe you're not thinking about it, but you know somebody who you think might want to introduce something like this into their life. Send this video to them. You can hit the little share button and send it right on over to them. Maybe I can be an encouragement to them. While you're there, hit that thumbs up button. Every single like helps small channels out like mine more than you know. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing. Subscribing is always free. And if you hit that bell icon, it'll send you a notification every time I release a new video. And I do at least one a week of these what sold videos with other fun stuff sprinkled throughout. I hope that you feel God's love this week, and I hope you shine God's love too. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.